So in this way we can find out state equations for any electrical network. Now next is to obtain state model for or state equations for transfer function. Third is for transfer function. So let us consider we have a transfer function like Cs over Rs is equal to 1 over s square plus a1s plus a2. 1 over s square plus a1s plus a2. Now we'll cross multiply this like s square cs plus a1s cs plus a2 cs is equal to rs. And on considering all initial conditions 0, because this is the condition for transfer function, so after taking inverse Laplace, we get d2 over dt2 ct plus a1 d over dt ct plus a2 ct is equal to rt, right? And by rearranging this equation like d2 over dt2 ct is equal to minus a2 ct minus a1 d by dt ct plus rt, and let us consider ct is equal to r1 state x1, then d over dt ct will be our next state x2 or x1 dot, and d2 over dt2 ct will be then x2 dot, which is equal to minus a2 x1 minus a1 x2 plus rt, right? So in this way, if we make a matrix x1 dot x2 dot, then it will be equal to, here x1's coefficient is 0 and x2's coefficient is 1, so 0 1, here minus a2 minus a1 multiplied by x1 x2 plus rt's coefficient here is 0 and here is 1, so 0 1 rt, and output equation will be ct is equal to x1. So finally we get the equations like x dot is equal to ax plus b rt or ut. Rt is basically input, ut, and this ct is output y is equal to 1 0 x1 x2, which is y is equal to cx, right? So this is the form of state model. This is the form of state model, and this way we can convert it, any transfer function, into state model or state equations, right? Next is, okay, let us solve some examples here. First is, let we have a transfer function like ys over us is equal to 1 over s square plus 2s plus 5. And on differentiating, uh, inverse Laplace, after inverse Laplace and cross multiplication, we will find the differential equation like d2 over dt2 yt, and rearranging it, we will have minus 5 yt minus 2 d by dt yt plus ut, right? And let yt is equal to x1, then y dash t will be x1 dot is equal to x2, and y double dash t will be x2 dot is equal to minus 5x1 minus 2x2 plus ut. And then our matrix will be like x1 dot x2 dot is equal to 0 1 minus 5 minus 2 x1 x2 plus 0 1 ut, right? This is the state equation, and here we have output equation like 1 0 x1 x2. Clear? Let us see some more examples. And we have to find its block diagram. We have to find its block diagram. Then how will we draw the block diagram of this transfer function? So here we have state equation like x2 dot is equal to this and x1 dot is equal to x2. We have x1 dot and x2 dot. Therefore, in the block diagram, we will have two integrators. Like this. And here, if we have x1, then obviously here we'll have x1 dot, which is equal to x2. And if here we have x2, then obviously here we'll have x2 dot. So first equation x1 dot is equal to x2 is clear. Second equation x2 dot is equal to minus 5x1. So from here we'll have again minus 5 and minus 2x2. From here we'll have again minus 2, and these two lines will be added here like this. Here we have ut and here we have yt, right? So this is the block diagram, and like this we can make any block diagram. And now if we want signal flow graph from this block diagram, then how will we draw the signal flow graph? Let's check it. This integrator will become 1 by S, or simply S inverse. Okay. If here we have S inverse, it means अगर यहाँ पर हमारे पास S क्यूब होता है तो यहाँ क्या मिलेगा? S स्क्वायर. अगर यहाँ S स्क्वायर मिलता है तो यहाँ क्या मिलेगा? S. So here we will have S square and here we will have S. Again an integrator S inverse, and here we will have 1, right? From this point we have -2 transmittance, -2, and from this point we have -5 transmittance. So here -5. This one is RS and this one is CS or YS. This one is US. So this is the signal flow graph of this block diagram, right? So here is the way that we'll make signal flow graph, we'll find signal flow graph from block diagram in state space analysis. Okay. Next question, we have, let YS over US is equal to 1 over S cube plus 9S square plus 26S plus 24. Okay. And we'll do it like previous questions and we'll find our state equation. Directly we can find the state equation from here, like Ys is the output, so let Yt is equal to x1, and since here we have order 3 equation, s की power 3 means d3 over dt3 we will get. Okay, so x1 dot will be x2, x2 dot will be x3, and then we'll have x3 dot, and this x3 dot will be first minus 24x1 minus 26x2 minus 9x3 plus u. And we can do this thing only in the case where numerator is 1. Only in the case where numerator is 1. Right? So this is our state equation. This is our state equation or state model. And also we can draw its signal flow graph. Next question. In the next question, we have Ys over Us is equal to 2s plus 1 divided by s square plus 2s plus 3. And we have to find out state model. We have to find out state model for this transfer function. So to do this, we have one way, like 1 by s square plus 2s plus 3, means we'll split this into two parts, plus 2s divided by s square plus 2s plus 3. So y1s over us will be like 1 over s square plus 2s plus 3, and y2s over us will be like 2s over s square plus 2s plus 3. 8. So equations, what will be the equations for y1 and y2? For y1, we'll have the equation x1 dot x2 dot is equal to 0, 1, minus 3, minus 2, x1, x2 plus 0, 1, u, and y1 is equal to 1, 0, x1, x2, like this. Okay, and equation 2, this one, is the twice multiple of the first derivative of this equation. How we can say this? Like, if we have yt is equal to y1t is equal to ft, and if y2t is equal to d by dt ft, then what will be the y1s? This will be the fs, and what will be the y2s? This will be the sfs. sfs. And if it is 2 into d by dt ft, then it will be 2s fs. And if fs is this, let this is fs, then this one will be 2s fs. 2s fs. Okay. So if we draw a block diagram for the first equation y1, we'll have the block diagram like, here we have an integrator, here also we have an integrator, here we have x1 dot x1 y1. Okay, from x1 dot we have minus 2, and from x1 we'll have minus 3, or us. Okay, so this is the block diagram for y1. Okay, block diagram for y1. And if we add a block diagram for y2 also in this, for y2 in this, what we will do here, multiplication of 2s is here. Okay, here we have 2s, 2s fs, and we'll find at this position s. If here is 1, then we will find here s. And if we multiply this by 2 and if we add this line here, then we'll get finally our ys. Then we will get our final ys. Right? This is the one way to solve this question, to draw its block diagram. And its state model, complete state model, will be like x1 dot x2 dot is equal to 0 1 minus 3 minus 2 x1 x2 plus 0 1 u, and y is equal to 1 2 x1 x2. Right? So this is the way to solve this type of question. In next class, we'll do some more examples, and then we'll move forward to the next topic, solution of state equation. Okay, thank you.